Hello students, good morning. So for this final year BTech subject, student will learn a new subject, control drives. So this control drives is basically a combination of power electronics, electrical machine, and some basic concepts regarding or basic electrical engineering. So you must be aware of that these are three subjects for learning the electrical drive subject. So whenever this drive, when if you talking about the drive, so then first of all you have to understand what do you mean by the electrical drive. Basically, electrical drive is a motion control is required in a large number of industrial and domestic applications like transportation system, rolling mills, paper machines, textile mills, machine tools, fans, pumps, robots, washing machines, etc. So means obviously a question arises in your mind, what is drive? So drive you can simply define of the definition of drive. It is nothing but system employed for motion control are called drives. Okay, what is the definition of drive? System employed for motion control are called drives and may employ any of prime movers such as diesel engine, petrol engine, steam turbine, hydraulic motors, electric motors for supplying mechanical energy for motion control. So then for this system is employed for motion control, generally we need a electric motors. Means the drives employing electric motors are known as electrical drives. This is the definition. This is the definition of your drives. Okay. So then, first understand the difference between your the drives, definition of drives and electric drives. Okay. Okay. So now, and another way you can express the definition of your electric drive, it can be defined as an electromechanical device for converting electrical energy into mechanical energy to impart motion to different machines and mechanisms for various kinds of process control. Okay, so this is the your exact meaning of your the drives. Basically, when if you talk about your the drives, so then you can get the idea about these drives. So while learning the drives, basically the some classifications are there. The classifications are classified in the on the various basis, like according to mode of operation, means of control, number of machines, dynamics and transients, then methods of speed control, like this. So these are the five category for the classification of electric drive. So we will see one by one. The first thing is nothing but the according to mode of operation. So basically according to this mode of operation, the drive has three types again. It is a continuous duty drive, short time duty drive, and intermittent duty drive. This is the based on mode of operation. So now second is according to the means of control. So then again your drive can be classified in three categories. It is a manual control drive, semi automatic control drive, and fully automatic control drive. So now according to number of machines connected to electrical drive, again there are three types. It is a individual drive, group drive, and multi-motor drive. So then according to dynamics and transients, it has another two types: uncontrolled transient period and controlled transient period. So then according to methods of speed control, so then your the drives has reversible and non-reversible uncontrolled constant speed. The second is a reversible and non-reversible step speed control. Third one is a variable position control, and fourth is a reversible and non-reversible smooth speed control. So these are the classification of your electrical drive. Okay. So then this is the concept of your electric drive. So for the concept of electric drive means the speed of the rotation of these machines is a totally controlled only by your applied voltage and frequency of the source current. So applied voltage and frequency for electric drive, basically electric drive requires the two types of sources generally. One is a single phase AC source, three phase AC source. This is the types of your AC source, and another is a DC source. The main requirement of, so based on these sources requirement to your electrical drive, there are again two types. You can say AC drive and DC drive. Okay, means that electric drive requires the AC supply, either single phase or three phase. It is known as AC drive. And an electric drive which requires a DC source is called as a DC drive. Okay, so means for the AC drive generally we use AC machines, and in DC drive we generally use DC machines. So in DC machines, these are the various motors: permanent magnet DC motor, then a short DC shunt motor, DC series motor. Again a DC compound motor has two types: cumulative compound motor, differential compound motor. So then in three phase AC motor, it is a three phase squirrel cage motor, three phase slip ring motor, linear induction motor. So then in single phase, these are the various types of the 17 types of the single phase induction motor. Generally shaded pole motor are there. Then capacitor start, capacitor run motor, permanent capacitor motor. These are the various types of the single phase motors. So then by either using your the single phase motors, three phase motor, then your the DC motors. So then you can say that your electrical drive is known as a AC drive and a DC drive like this. Okay, so then by using your the DC drive means obviously you are using your DC motor. So if you want to, so according to your the definition, the system is employed for to control the motion. So means for the your the rotating part in your electric drive is a electrical motor. So then how can you control the speed of the machine? Suppose I am taking the simple example of your DC shunt motor. So then for this DC shunt motor, we use generally two methods. One is the armature voltage control method and flux control method. So obviously already we perform the practical based on this the speed control technique of DC shunt motor. So what happened actually inside your the speed control of DC shunt motor in armature voltage control. So generally we constant your the field current and vary your the armature voltage across your the motor. So while your the voltage is decreases, that proportionate your the speed of the machine is also decreases. And while if you increase your the armature voltage, obviously that proportionate your the speed of the motor is also increases. Means you can say that, so armature voltage is directly proportional to the speed of the machine. So means you can easily control the speed of the machine by using this method. So when if you talk about of the second method, it is a flux control method, then you are the field current control method. So what happen actually inside this? So in this method, we generally keep constant your the armature voltage and varying your the field current. So while your for the field current is varying, obviously the flux is also varied. Okay, so field current is suppose decreases, that proportionate your the speed of the machine is increases. Okay, and the field current is increases, that proportionate inversely proportionate the speed of the machine it decreases, means we can conclude that so the field current flowing through your the shunt field winding of the DC shunt motor is inversely proportional to the speed of the machine. So in this way we can control the speed of the machines. Okay, this is the technique, means speed control means we control the motion of the particular machine. Okay, so this is the concept behind of your the electric drive. So motion control is optimized with your help of drive. Okay, so so means in very simple words, the system which control the motion electrical machines are known as electrical drives. Okay, so this is the concept of your electrical drives. So just you can note it down there the notes. Okay, so then basically do you understand what is what is mean by drives, electrical drives, then classification of electrical drives? Okay, so these are the electrical drives. So now so this is the your concept of drive. So basically for your the general knowledge, so in when if you see the your the history of your electrical drive, Russian scientist B.S. Ecoby was developed the first model of electrical drive in 1838. So when he tested a DC electric motor supplied from a storage battery and propelled a boat. So even though your the industrial adaptations occurred after many years as around 1870. So today almost everywhere the application of electric drive is seen. Like in your electric traction, paper mills, textile mills, rolling machines, electrical traction. So then in our home, is a ceiling fan, by varying your the regulator, obviously the speed of the fan is controlled. So it is a part of your the drive. Okay, so then for this electrical drive, so then so now this is your classifications: mode of operation, means of control, number of machines, dynamics, transients, methods of speed control, then types of source. This is a DC drive and AC drive. So now the one part of your the electrical drive is advantages of electric drive. Obviously we know the each and everything has advantages, merits and demerits of the system. So these are the some advantages are listed out. So these are the 7 advantages of your electric drive. The first advantage it has they have a flexible control characteristic. The steady state and dynamic characteristic of electric drive can be shaped to satisfy your the load requirement. Okay, so then second advantage is that so for this drive generally the automatic fault detection system is provided. General computers, then PLCs can be employed to your automatic control your drive operations in desired sequence. The third is a so these electric drive can be available in the market in the wide range of your the torque, speed, then your power. Torque is can be measured in terms of Newton meter, speed is in RPM, revolution per minute, power is in watt, you can say the horsepower. So various ranges of your the electrical motor or electrical drives is available. Okay, so and another is advantage, so your electrical drive can be operated any operating condition For example, any explosive condition, then any radioactive environment condition, so your electric drive can be operate easily. Then next advantage is that so this drive can operate in four quadrants. So four quadrants in terms of your speed torque characteristic of your the electrical motor. So they generally we see the four quadrant operation of the VI characteristic are like this. So in these four quadrants, your the speed and torque is positive. In another quadrant, speed is positive, torque is negative. In another quadrant, speed and torque is also negative. So then another is torque is positive and your speed is negative. So means the power flows from your source to load and load to source. It is a varying during these the certain operations. So basically, the drive can operate in two modes. One is a motoring mode and second one is a braking mode. So in quadrant 1 it is a forward motoring, in quadrant 2 it is a forward braking, in quadrant 3 reverse motoring, and in quadrant 4 reverse braking. So during this motoring operation, so your power, the direction of your power flow from source to load, and during your the braking operation in forward braking or reverse braking, your power is flow from load to source. Okay, so that this is another advantage of your the electric drive can operate in any four quadrant. So then obviously another advantage is that it can be started instantly and pick up your the immediately load. It do not take any time for taking your the full load condition. Okay, so another advantage of your electric drive. So within your second your drive will be the fully loaded. Okay, so now for this electric drive, the control gear requirement for speed control, starting and braking is generally usually simple and easy to operate. And basically the main advantages of your electrical drive, so this drive is operates on any electrical supply. That's why they do not pollute our environment. Okay, so this is the major advantages of your electric drive. Now the second one is there are a powered by your electrical energy, which is atmosphere friendly and cheap source of your the power. These are the advantages of your the drive. So before learning your the parts of drive, first of all you have to study the generalized block diagram of electric drive. So a question might be asked in the exam, explain the generalized block diagram of electrical drive. And explain the function of each block. So this is your the general electric drive. General electric drive means these are the some parts. So in this figure the various parts are shown. One is a source, then second is a power modulator. Okay, then is a motor, then load. Okay, so another is a your control unit, sensing unit, and input command. So generally we focus on your the source, then power modulator, then motor, load, sensing unit, and control unit. This is the block diagram of your the generalized electric drive. Okay, so basically this is the components, or you can say in the parts of your electric drive. Suppose a question might be asked in the exam in different way. Explain the parts of electric drive with a suitable diagram. So first of all you have to draw this diagram like this and explain the part one by one like this. So for this electric drive, a modern variable speed electrical drive system has the your following components like this. First is your electrical machines and loads, then power modulator, then sources, then control unit, then your the sensing unit like this. Then first thing we will see the electrical machines. So generally I told you depends on your the source requirement. DC supply, AC supply, we generally prefer DC machine and AC machine. So most commonly use your electrical machines for speed control applications. So that is the DC machines. like that is a DC shunt motor, DC series motor, DC compound motor, then separately excited DC motor, then switch reluctance motor. So then AC machines, your induction motor, wound rotor motor, synchronous motor, permanent magnet synchronous motor, synchronous reluctance motor. Then your special purpose machines like your brushless DC motors, stepper motors, switch reluctance motors are used. Okay, so now you are the power modulator. So power modulator, each and every your power system, the transformer is the heart of an electrical system. Okay, so that's why this is the major component, it is a major part of your electrical drive, means power modulator. Power modulator is the heart of your electrical drive. Okay, so this power modulator performs the four functions. So first function is that it modulates the flow of power from the source to the motor in such a manner that motor is imparted speed torque characteristic required by the load. This is your the first functions. Okay, which modulates the flow of power from source to the motor. Okay, so means your the speed torque characteristic is easily controlled. So now your the second function that is performed by your the power modulator. So during your transient operation, during your transient condition means so starting, braking, then speed reversal. So while your the electric motor is starting and stop, or any the direction of your motor is changed from forward to reverse and reverse to forward, like this. So this is your the transient condition. So during such type your transient operations, so it restricts your the source and motor currents with a permissible limit. Okay, this is your the second function. Then third function is that it converts electrical energy of the source. It converts electrical energy of the source in the form of your the suitable to the motor. Suppose I have a DC motor, but in my home or in my industry I have only the AC source. So then how can I convert the AC to DC? Obviously, generally I use the rectifier. So rectifier, it is a rectification process which converts AC supply into a DC supply. Okay, so that's why rectifier fulfill the requirement. Okay, so now your fourth function is selects your the mode of operation of the motor. So I previously I told you, so electric drive perform your the two operations. One is the motoring operation and second is the braking operation. Okay, so then the types of modulator. So generally we see the classification of electric drive. So for this your power modulator, the power modulator performs your four functions. So obviously the various types of the power modulator is are there. The first thing is converters, means your you can say the control converters or control rectifiers, AC to DC converter. The second is the inverter which converts DC to AC. Then AC voltage controllers, AC to AC converter, DC choppers, DC to DC converter, and cycloconverter, it is a frequency conversion. Cycloconverter converts your the frequency conversion. These are the types of your the power modulator. So then when if you talk about the source, okay, so then for this your the source, so very low power drives are generally fed from your single phase sources. So then your the rest of the drives is powered from your the three phase source. Okay, so low and medium power motors are fed from your 400 volt supply, and for higher ratings the motors may be rated at 3.3 kV, 6.6 kV and 11 kV, like this. And some drives are powered by your the battery. Okay, so now the sensing unit. Sensing unit means the sensor senses the physical parameters from your motor side and load side. Okay, load means your the CNC machine, any mechanical machine is connected to your the electrical motor. So sensor senses your physical parameters from your motor side and load side. The parameters from your motor side is a current sensing, voltage sensing, speed sensing, then torque sensing, position sensing, and from your load is a torque sensing and your temperature sensing. So this is the sensing unit. So these are the sensors are there. So current sensor, voltage sensor, temperature sensor, speed sensor, torque sensor, position sensor, like this. So then is the next is your control unit. So control unit means the control unit for a power modulator are provided in your control unit. So it matches the motor and power converter to meet your the load requirement. This is the main purpose of your the control unit. Okay. So so when if you depending on your source of the AC source and your the DC source. So generally we categorize your the AC drives and your the DC drives. This is comparison. Okay. So how you compare your the AC drives and DC drives? So in DC drives, the power circuit and control circuit is simple and inexpensive. And in AC drive, the power circuit and control circuit are very complex. The second difference is in a DC drive, it requires the frequent maintenance, and for your AC drive, it requires the less maintenance. The third difference you can say that the during a commutator is present in your DC motor or DC machines, so the drive it makes the bulky, costly and heavy, and due to the absence of your commutator in your AC machines, so these problems are not there in your AC drives. Okay, that's why it is an inexpensive, it is a cheap as compared to your the DC drives, and particularly your squirrel cage motor. So then next difference is that means the fast response and wide speed range of control can be achieved smoothly by conventional and solid state control in DC drive. But in AC drive, in a solid state control, the speed range is wide and conventional method is step and you are limited. So then in another difference in your the DC drives, so like this, the speed and design, ratings are limited due to commutations. Okay, and in AC drives the speed and design ratings have upper limits. Okay, so these are the differences between your the AC drives and your the DC drives. So then what are the applications of your electric drive? Basically the applications of electric drive means electric drive can be used in your paper mills, cement mills, textile mill, sugar mill, steel mill, then electric traction, petrochemical industries, electrical vehicles also, like this. Okay, so now according to this your number of machines, so I told you the what are the different types of your the drives. So the based on your the number of machines, the electric drive can be classified as a group drive, individual drive, then your multimodal drive. So then what is the group drive? So basically the group drive means this drive consists of single motor and which drives one or more line shafts supported on bearings. The line shaft may be fitted with either pulleys and belt or gears, by means of which a group of machines or mechanisms may be operated. It is also sometimes called shaft drives. Group drive is also called as shaft drives. In group drive, we use a one motor, which drives your the more line shafts supported on your the bearings. So obviously this drive has some advantages and disadvantages. Advantages of your group drive means a single large motor can be used instead of your number of small motors. This is the advantage, means the cost is reduced. So now what is the disadvantage? The disadvantage, there is a no flexibility because the single motor is used. So then we cannot control the speed torque characteristic of the same. Okay, so there is a no flexibility. So if the single motor is used, develops fault and your the whole process is stopped. This is the major disadvantage. Mean your whole plant is stopped by using your the single motor, because by using your the single motor your total power plant is depends on, and suppose if your single motor is failed, so your whole plant is the stop, and we cannot control of your the speed torque characteristic of your the that the particular motor is used. So now I am turning to your the individual drive. So basically what is individual drive means? Individual electric drive means in this drive each individual machine is driven by a separate motor. Means each and every machine is connected to your the separate electrical motor in this individual electric drive. So this motor also imparts your motion to various parts of your machine. Okay. So then what is your multi-motor drive? The multi-motor drive means in the drive system there are several drives, and each of which serves to actuate one of your the working parts of your the drive mechanisms. For example, it is a complicated metal cutting machine tool. Then second is a paper making industry, and third is a rolling machines, etc. Okay. So these are your the number of machines. Your the group drive, individual drive, and multi-motor drives are introduced. So so I think you should know the what is drive, electric drive, applications, and like this. So now generally I am starting your the second part, means the dynamics of your electric drive. So that the dynamics of your electric drive means, so for this dynamics of your electric drives, generally we studied the fundamental torque equation. So basically there are two machines are there, one is a motor and second is a load. So obviously both mechanical devices produces the torque itself. So motor produces the torque, it is known as a motor torque, and load produces the torque, that is known as a load torque. So the motor torque is indicates by capital T, and the load torque indicates your T to the subscript of your L. So some notations are there for the deriving your fundamental torque equation. So basically the fundamental torque equation, it is nothing but your motor torque is counterbalanced by your the load torque and the dynamic torque. Okay. So these the notations are used. So capital J indicates your moment of inertia of motor load system, which is referred to your motor shaft kilogram meter square. So now another is your omega. So that omega, it is nothing but your the instantaneous angular velocity of your motor shaft. So this angular velocity of your motor shaft, which is in a radian per second. Now in capital T means your the instantaneous value of developed motor torque, which is measured in Newton meter, and DL is instantaneous value of load torque referred to your motor shaft in Newton meter. So now for this deriving your the torque equation of your electrical drive system. So load torque includes the friction and the windage torque of motor. Means load torque, it is a combination of your friction torque and windage torque, and this is the motor load system is given. Can be described your equation number 1. So T minus TL into the with respect to the time, while taking your the derivative of your product of your moment of inertia and angular speed, and with respect to the time, your the equation 1 indicates J into d omega m by dt plus omega into dj by dt. So then these are the two terms, J into d omega m by dt. It is also known as your the dynamic torque, and this dynamic torque is always present during your the transient operations, transient conditions. Transient operation, transient condition means already I told you that the conditions are starting during the starting condition, then braking condition, and the speed reversal. Okay. So while starting, braking, and speed reversal, so this the dynamic torque is always present, J into d omega m by dt. So now another term is omega m into dj by dt. So dj by dt means this is the term which correlates with your the variable inertia drives and constant inertia drive. Okay. So while taking your the constant inertia drive, so dj by dt is equal to 0. While putting your the value of the dj by dt for your constant inertia drive, so your equation will become the t equal to tl plus j into d omega by dt. Okay, so this is your equation number 2. So then equation number 1 is applicable to variable inertia drive, okay, such as mine winders, real drivers and industrial robots. And while your constant inertia, the dj by dt is equal to 0, the equation 2 will be like the t equal to tl plus j into d omega by dt. So then equation 2 shows that the torque developed by your motor is counterbalanced by load torque TL and dynamic torque J into d omega by dt. So torque component J into d omega by dt is known as dynamic torque because it is present only during transient operation. Already I told you. So this J into d omega by dt is always present during the starting condition, braking condition and the speed reversal condition. Okay. So then one note should be taken into account that for deriving your the fundamental torque equation of your the motor load system, so that is nothing but the your energy associated with your dynamic torque J into d omega by dt is stored in the form of kinetic energy, which is given by j omega m square by 2. Okay, so this is your the fundamental torque equation. So then you can see carefully the fundamental torque equation, or you can note it down your notebook like this. So like this. So we will see another points means your the choice of or a selection of your electrical drives. It is a very important part. So exam point of view, the question might be arises or asked like the explain or state the choice or the selection of your electric drive. So these are the some points to be considered for this steady state operating conditions. Steady state operating conditions means the nature of your speed torque characteristic, then your the speed regulation. The speed torque characteristic means the while you are the while already you studied the speed torque characteristic of your the DC machines as well as your AC machines. So what is the exact nature? While you are the performing this the your DC motor or AC motor is connected in your electrical drive. So now your speed regulations. So then what is the percentage of speed regulation? That the speed regulation, it is nothing but your the considering your the full load speed and no load speed. So then your the speed range, then your the efficiency, duty cycle, then quadrants of operation, then speed fluctuation or if any rating. So then second choice is a transient operation requirement. Values of acceleration and deacceleration, starting, braking and reversing performance. So now the second thing is that the so capital and running costs, maintenance needs, life, space and weight restrictions, environment and location, reliability. So these are the some choices of your electrical drive. Okay. So now for your the next video will be concluded your the another part of your the drive.